The clock hit 11:30 and I heard it, that familiar ding of the private elevator. Adam stepped in, tie loose, jacket over one arm like he owned every room he entered. He did own in this one. He owned all of them. 18 months and my pulse still did that stupid thing when he looked at me.
Sophie asleep?
I nodded. He crossed the room and pulled the silk tie of my robe loose, like it was the most natural thing in the world. Because to him, it was. Afterward, in the heavy silence, the bitter thought surfaced. Is this just another transaction? By 7 a.m., his phone buzzed and his arm slid away from my waist before I was even awake.
Market's open in an hour. See you tonight.
He was already scrolling emails, already gone. I smoothed the sheets, fluffed the pillows, erased every trace of what we had done, made it look like I had never been here at all.
Maya, will you always be with us? Like a real mommy?
Sophie's blue eyes, Adam's eyes, stared at me across her French workbook. The word familia sat open on the page between us. I'll be here as long as you need me, sweetheart. She frowned. She already knew that was not the same thing. And so did I. By 8 p.m., the penthouse was full of Manhattan's finest, and I was invisible. Victoria leaned close to Adam, blonde and polished, the kind of woman who never had to wonder where she belonged. Sophie must have an incredible mother figure guiding her. Adam's eyes flicked to me for half a second.
Sophie's tutor is very professional.
The words turned to dust in my mouth. Later, hanging his Charmel Armani in the walk-in closet, I checked the pockets out of habit. My fingers closed around a boarding pass. LAX to JFK, last Tuesday, Los Angeles, where Caroline lived. The paper shook in my hands. You went to see her. Caroline.
This has nothing to do with our arrangement.
Arrangement. That word again. Does she know I exist?
Watch what you say.
I shoved the boarding pad back into his pocket. Then I walked to my room, opened the drawer, and pulled out the old passport I had buried under folded sweaters. I held it with both hands. It was time to remember who Maya Rodriguez was before Adam Sterling. At breakfast, his phone lit up. He walked to the balcony.
Daddy talks to Mommy every morning now. He uses his special voice.
I kept my hands busy packing her lunch. Does he?
Uh-huh. Oh, and the other night, he kept saying Caroline over and over in his sleep.
Adam's head snapped toward us through the glass. Our eyes met. Guilt flickered across his face before he ended the call. That afternoon in Central Park, Sophie pumped her legs on the swing.
Mommy asked if you're nice to me. I told her you love me and Daddy loves you, so we're a family.
My hands faltered on the next push. Out of the mouths of children, part of me wanted to hide and nurse the wound. But the fighter in me refused. It was Adam's birthday. If I was going to lose him anyway, at least I could force him to face what he was throwing away. By 7 p.m., the dining room was perfect. Candles, wine, his favorite tiramisu, the vintage Omega, wrapped in tissue paper beside the plate. One last chance. I lit the final candle and waited for Adam to choose his words. He walked in and looked at the candles like they were a problem to solve.
Maya, what's all this?
It's your birthday. Can we just have dinner and talk?
About what?
Us. What I am to you. Not the arrangement. What am I?
He stared at me for a long moment.
You're Sophie's tutor, and you're very good at your job.
The words hit like a physical blow. At 11:45, I lay in the dark listening to his voice through the wall.
Caroline, I've been thinking about what you said, about trying again. We have history. We have Sophia.
I pressed my pillow over my face. 18 months. A complete fool. At 12:30, his footsteps stopped outside my door.
Maya, I know you're awake. Open up.
I don't feel good tonight.
You're acting like a child.
I stayed put. First time ever. His footsteps retreated. Morning. A note on the kitchen counter. Back Sunday, keep Sophie on her regular schedule. I crumpled it. I was done obeying the arrangement. Adam came home with excitement. I had not heard from him in months.
Girls, I have some news. Caroline is coming to New York. She'll be staying with us for a while.
Sophie launched herself at him like a rocket.
Mommy? Mommy's coming home? Really? For real this time?
I stared at Sophie's scattered schoolwork, hands frozen. This is how it ends.
Maya, I'll need you to maintain some professional distance while Caroline's here. Clear any personal items from the master suite.
Of course. My hands shook as I poured coffee the next morning. I moved to the guest room, far from his. Tuesday was worse. Sophie wanted help making a welcome banner.
Make it sparkle, Maya. I want Mommy to know how much we missed her.
The word cut clean through me. I helped her glue gold glitter across the letters, swallowing every piece of pain while she chattered about showing Caroline her room, her projects, her favorite spots in the park, all the places I had taken her, all the moments about to be rewritten with the proper mother. The banner dried across the table, sparkling and perfect, just like everything I made for everyone else. I sat in the back of Adam's Mercedes, watching him pace near the arrivals gate, checking his phone every 30 seconds. He had changed his shirt twice before we left. When Caroline walked out, everything made sense. Radiant, blonde, moving like someone who had never once questioned where she belonged.
This is Maya Rodriguez, Sophie's tutor. Maya, Caroline Sterling.
Thank you for taking such good care of my daughter. My daughter, not Sophie. Dinner was a masterpiece of domestic bliss I had set the table for and then been excluded from. I ate in the kitchen. Through the serving hatch, I watched them laugh about Hampton's summers I would never be part of.
Perhaps we should discuss some changes to her education.
Changes. My stomach dropped. Late that night, light spilled under the master suite door, and their voices drifted through.
We need to ensure there are no complications.
I understand. I'll handle everything.
Complication. I lay in the narrow guest bed and said the word out loud in the dark. That was what I was. A complication he had promised to handle. At 11:45, the familiar footsteps stopped outside my door.
Maya, let me in. We need to talk about the new arrangement.
There is no arrangement. Not anymore.
Caroline being here doesn't change anything between us.
I sat up in the dark, fury replacing hurt. Your wife is in your bed and you want to sneak down the hall to the help? I heard you, Adam.
You're going to regret this.
The only thing I regret is 18 months believing I mattered. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. David Porter, UN Human Rights, Columbia alumna, Linda's cousin. That warm smile in his profile photo, so different from Adam's polished control. I hit send before I could talk myself out of it. Saturday afternoon, Cafe Sabarsky. Classical music, real coffee.
What are you passionate about these days besides work?
The question punched me in the gut. Nobody had asked me that in maybe ever. I used to write, but you know how it is.
Dreams don't expire, Maya.
For 2 hours, we talked about Garcia Marquez travel, my old thesis. David remembered details. He asked follow-up questions. He did not once check his phone. So this is what it feels like when someone actually gives a damn about your thoughts. He took my hand in the park like it was the most natural thing in the world.
When's the last time you did something just for you?
My throat tightened. I could not answer. By the time I reached the penthouse, my cheeks ached from genuine smiling. Then I saw Adam through the lobby windows. He was waiting. Caroline's school papers spread across the coffee table beside him.
You look different.
I'm fine, just tired. His eyes stayed on my face, reading the flush in my cheeks, the brightness I had not managed to erase. I kept my expression blank and walked past him. Whatever this new thing was, it was mine. He did not get to have it. The more I came back to myself, the more Adam watched me like I was stealing something from him. New clothes, makeup again. Mrs. Patterson noticed. Sophie noticed. Adam noticed most of all.
I want to know who you've been spending time with.
That's not your business.
Everything about this household is my business, including you.
I don't belong to you, Adam. I never did.
His jaw tightened. He had a wife sleeping down the hall and still thought he could monitor my evenings? The hypocrisy was breathtaking. Sunday afternoon, Bethesda Fountain. David and I had been walking the park for an hour when he stopped. His hands were trembling slightly.
I know this is fast, but when you know, you know. Maya, will you marry me?
A small velvet box, a diamond that caught the October light. Beautiful, safe, everything Adam would never offer. My mind went to Adam's face last night, the way his jaw had tightened. Yes, yes, I'll marry you. The ring slid on perfectly. David kissed me gently, and I smiled through tears that felt more complicated than they should have. Walking back towards the penthouse, each step made the diamond feel heavier. Through the lobby windows, I could see Adam bent over papers with Caroline. I looked down at the ring, and I walked through the door. I just needed to reach my room, 20 feet. That was all.
Maya, your ring is so pretty. Is it new?
Yes, sweetie, a very special gift. When I finally looked at Adam, his casual smile was gone, replaced by something cold and dangerous.
We need to talk. Now.
The walk to his study felt like a death march. He closed the door with deliberate calm.
You want to explain that ring?
I'm engaged to David Porter.
So you just decided to betray me?
Betray you? Adam, what are we to each other? I'm not even your girlfriend.
I gave you everything. This house, this job, Sophie.
You gave me secrets and shame. I can't even be seen with you in public.
You think he can replace what we had?
I needed to be loved, not just hidden. He crossed the room in 3 strides and his mouth crashed against mine. What followed was punishment, not tenderness. Teeth and fury and 18 months of everything we had never said. When it was over, we lay gasping in the silence. Then the study door opened. Caroline stood frozen in the doorway, taking in Adam's ungunned shirt, my torn blouse, the mark on my shoulder.
I think I understand a lot of things now.
I pulled my blouse closed and stepped toward her. I was not going to hide behind him, not anymore. 10 minutes after Caroline opened that study door, the 3 of us sat in the living room like strangers at a funeral. Caroline in the armchair, Adam on the far end of the sofa, me at the other end, blouse still torn at the collar.
If we're going to try again, I need there to be no complications.
Adam's jaw tightened. He looked at the floor.
I guess it doesn't matter. She was leaving anyway.
Yes, tomorrow. Best for everyone.
Best for everyone. I nodded like the words made sense. Adam looked at me once.
I hope you'll be happy.
That was it. No fight, no choice. Just a polite farewell to the woman he'd kept in a guest room. At 11, I slipped into Sophie's room. She was curled around her stuffed elephant, completely peaceful. I sat on the edge of the bed and smoothed her hair one last time.
Maya, where are you going?
Somewhere new, mi amor, but I will always love you.
Will you come back?
My throat closed. I kissed her forehead and walked out before she could see me fall apart. Back in the guest room, surrounded by boxes, I picked up my phone. David's goodnight text was still unanswered. I stared at Sophie's crayon drawing on the nightstand. 3 stick figures, Daddy, Maya, and me. A tear hit the paper and morged the crayon. I typed, "We need to talk. Something important tomorrow." I could not carry Adam's wreckage into a wedding. I escaped the penthouse. I was free. So why did every wedding magazine on Julia's coffee table feel like a trap? Maya, you look like a ghost. I'm just tired. Big changes. She didn't buy it. I didn't either. That evening, David chose a candlelit restaurant. Abuela looked at the ring the moment I walked into her. The ink was barely dry on the breakup when Julia burst through the door with groceries and a bomb.
My friend Sarah works at that Upper East Side daycare. The Sterling girl has been asking for you every single day. Crying, asking.
My chest tightened.
And apparently Caroline's been packing. Word is the reconciliation is off.
I stood up and started pacing. Sophie was crying for me. Caroline might be leaving. The whole reset was collapsing. And every instinct I had was screaming, go back.
Maya, don't. Clean floor, fresh start. That's what you said.
I sat back down in front of my laptop. The sorority application had been sitting half-finished for a week. I stared at the cursor hovering over Smet. If I went back now, I would spend the rest of my life waiting for a man to choose me. I clicked. Application submitted successfully. The words glowed on the screen like a promise. Then someone knocked, hard, desperate.
Maya, I know about David. I know about Paris. We need to talk.
I looked at the confirmation still glowing behind me. Then I opened the door. He looked terrible. Wrinkled shirt, bloodshot eyes, the faint smell of a long flight. Julia took one look, grabbed her jacket, and left without a word.
Caroline went back to LA. It's over, really over.
He stepped inside, and his eyes landed immediately on my laptop screen. The sorbet confirmation, still glowing.
Paris, you're actually going.
I closed the laptop. I already went. Application submitted.
Maya, I'm free now. We can actually...
Free. Adam stared at me, and for the first time I saw something underneath the control. Not relief, not victory, fear. He sat on Julia's mismatched couch and put his head in his hands.
I'm fucking terrified of you. You see through everything. You call me out. You make me laugh. That's when I'm most myself.
I didn't move.
With Caroline, I could perform. But with you, I lose control. I want Sunday mornings and stupid fights and someone who knows how my day went just by looking at my face.
Then why did you hide me? He looked up.
My father had affairs for 15 years. My mother stayed silent until she broke. I watched love turn into something that destroys people. So I kept everything in boxes, including you.
I went to the kitchen and came back with 2 glasses and Julia's cheap red wine. We ended up on the floor, backs against the couch.
I love you. I love you so much it scared me into being a coward.
18 months, the words I had waited for, and they arrived too late to change anything. I love you too. I always did. But I can't live in the shadows, Adam, not even for this.
I know.
He reached toward the nightstand out of habit. I caught his wrist. Don't. I need this to be real. All of it. Moonlight silvered Julia's narrow bedroom doorway. This was goodbye. and I chose to make it honest. Morning light came through Julia's curtains, and Adam was still asleep. I lay there memorizing the curve of his jaw, the way his hair fell across his forehead. Then I made myself move. I dressed quietly, gathered everything with practiced silence, the same silence I'd learned in his penthouse. On Julia's kitchen counter, I left a note. I wrote, "If you want to find me, you know where I'll be. But I'm not waiting. I'm living." I signed it M, not Maya. Not his Maya, just M. The taxi to JFK felt like a fever dream. Every red light made my pulse spike. At the departure gate, I stood by the window and looked at every face coming through the terminal doors. He wasn't there.
Now boarding Group 1 for Flight 107 to London.
The boarding call came. I picked up my bag. First time to Paris? First time a lot of things. As Manhattan shrank beneath the clouds, I pressed my hand flat against my stomach. I didn't know yet. I wouldn't know for 3 more weeks, but I made the promise anyway. If you exist, little one, I will give you all the love I couldn't give freely down there. The city disappeared. I kept my hand where it was. 18 months later, Café de Fleur Terrace, Diego on my lap, reaching for my coffee cup with the absolute confidence of someone who owned everything in reach. The pregnancy test had showed 2 pink lines 3 weeks after I landed. I'd stared at it alone in my student housing bathroom and said, okay, we do this. Now he was 8 months old and I was late for my meeting because he decided the stroller wheel was fascinating. Your research received the highest evaluation. The department head called it potentially groundbreaking. This work gave me my voice back. My phone rang. The publisher. Learning to love myself is exactly what women need right now. Can we arrange reading starting in Paris?
Absolutely.
I hung up feeling something I had him sent in Adam's pent mind. Then Diego looked up at me with those dark, familiar eyes. His first clear word. I spun him around right there on the terrace, laughing through happy tears. When I finally looked up, a man was standing 10 feet away. Wrinkled shirt, 5 o'clock shadow, eyes that hadn't slept. Adam. He was staring at Diego.
He has my eyes.
I pulled Diego closer.
He's my son, Diego Rodriguez.
I held my ground. He asked the question before we even reached the street.
How could you not tell me I have a son?
Because I didn't want him to be an obligation. I wanted him loved, not duty-ed.
You think I wouldn't love him?
I think you'd love him because you felt guilty. That's not good enough for my son.
We walked the scene as Paris lights came on. He kept pace beside me, careful not to push. That was new.
I want to be his father. His real father.
Then come up. If you want to understand Diego's life, you need to see it. An hour later, Adam sat on my mismatched couch, looking completely out of place while I moved through the bedtime routine. The small lamp with the moonshade.
I'll open a Paris office. I want to be close.
If you do that for the right reasons, fine. But don't expect it to change my answer about us. I tested the bottle temperature on my wrist.
Don't you love me anymore?
I'll always love you, Adam, but I don't need you. That's the difference. Diego settled against me, eyes going heavy. You want to be his father? Prove it. Not with money, not with promises, with consistency. The bottle cooled on the table between us. The next morning, he was waiting outside my building at 9. Not demanding, not announcing, just standing there with his hands in his pockets. That was new, too. We walked to the Tuileries without discussing it. Diego watched the trees from his stroller, perfectly unbothered by the tension above him. Near the fountain, Adam slowed his pace.
Can I push the stroller? I'll go slowly. He's still getting used to me.
He used my own words back at me. He'd been listening. I stepped aside, slowly. I watched him take the handles like they were something fragile. He leaned down and started talking to Diego about the ducks in a voice I had never heard him use before. Quiet, unhurried, no performance. I thought about the girl who used to smooth his sheets at 7 in the morning and pretend she had never been there. I thought about the woman who flew to Paris alone with a note signed only M. Same person. Completely different. Diego reached up and grabbed Adam's finger. Adam went very still. I kept walking beside them and let the moment be what it was. Not a reunion, not a promise. A beginning, on my terms. I had love. I had work. I had peace. I had Diego. I did not need anything else to be enough.